Cybercrime is surging. Americans lost nearly $21 billion last year, which is up 26% as scams become more convincing and harder to spot. Here to help is digital privacy expert Kristin Lewis, Chief Product Officer at Aura. She will help break down what's driving these losses and how you can stay safe online. Welcome, Kristin.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you. So why is cybercrime surging right now?
Yeah, cyber criminals are using the latest and greatest AI and automation to cast this really enormous and really effective net. If you think about a burglar who traditionally would, rob one house at a time or break into one car at a time, compared to today's scammers and cyber criminals, where they can send a million perfectly polished, very personalized phishing texts with just the push of one button. And the proliferation of personal data being available on the internet makes almost everybody a universal target. So I think those facts combined with so many people, they know to lock their front door, they know how to secure their car, they know how to keep those physical assets relatively safe. But so many people, don't even know where to begin when it comes to leaving their digital front door wide open. This is creating sort of a perfect storm.
That is interesting. And how are these scams showing up in people's everyday lives?
Yeah, they're showing up, they're coming in right through the front door. So think about the apps you use most, your text messages, social media, email, phone calls. That is really, kind of the brazen attempts where either a spoof number using, tools for deep fakes, it can look like your bank is calling. The person on the other line is going to know the last four digits of your account number. It could look like a family member and they can mimic that family member's voice. So, they're coming in through channels you trust, and they are using, again, this technology to really mask any signs of caution because it looks like somebody that you can really trust.
Ooh, that sounds scary. Who would you say is most at risk right now?
Unfortunately, it's really a universal, crime where anybody using the internet is a potential target for cybercrime. But we do see that Americans over 60 in particular have been hit incredibly hard. In the report that the FBI just released, Americans over 60 were seeing the highest impact, the biggest increases. They lost almost $8 billion to targeted senior scams in 2025. So that population, unfortunately, again, is really vulnerable.
Oh, we got to be careful. Why are these scams so effective?
I think it boils down to the fact that they just don't look like scams. They can show up as text messages that just say, hey, want to have dinner tonight? And as simple as you saying, who is this? It can really spiral from there, where whether that conversation turns into something bigger or whether it results in them targeting you from another phone number later. Most people just don't realize that their personal information's out there, that people can use it to contact them and make them seem legitimate. And because they feel so real, people are just more likely to respond very quickly without questioning.
Wow. And what can people do to protect themselves?
The first step is to just slow down and know that if you are receiving a call, an email, a text message that's got a lot of urgency and wants you to take action on something, unless it is like your spouse or a family member, just pause. That is step number one. The more proactive step is that this all stems with, again, your data is out there. So finding ways to reduce your digital footprint is so critical. And this is where tools like Aura can come in. There are hundreds of data broker sites that are out there selling your information. It's impossible for, the everyday person to go see if their information's on the dark web. So Aura will kind of take the pain and effort out of that and do it on your behalf. And at the same time, in one easy to use app, give you all the tools that you need to filter out those noisy calls, texts, emails, and give you a lot more confidence that whatever's making it through to your device is, something that you can trust.
Kristin, thank you so much for sharing your insight on this important topic.
Thank you. Have a good one.